Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lori from Real Cinema Therapy. Today I will be speaking about Pluribus Episode 2. This episode, there is a shift from a purely sci-fi genre into something much deeper. I believe Pluribus is a story about grief, Carol's grief. Grief is unpredictable and at times volatile. It can come from nowhere and suddenly it's everywhere, and anything can trigger it. Carol is grief personified. We see how powerful Carol is and how easily she can destabilize the entire world. Now, before I begin, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I appreciate everyone and want to thank you for tuning in. Now, let's get started. Carol is digging Helen's grave in her backyard. She is approached by Zosha, a female version of her romance novel fantasy pirate, Raban. Carol learns she is being watched by an Air Force drone, and Zosha was sent to calm and contain her. She offers Carol a bottle of water and said it's important to hydrate. Now, I believe the bottle of water is symbolic of putting out the raging fire inside of Carol, because the water would soothe her and calm her emotions. Carol angrily spills the water out. She does not want to be calmed. She wants to be allowed to hurt. She wants her grief to be seen, not managed. Carol does not want to be happy. Her longtime partner Helen died. Carol wants to be alone to grieve. She is angry that Helen died. She blames external circumstances. She lost the only significant person in her life, and she also lost a part of herself. She is trying to make sense of it. What does life mean for her now? How can she go on without Helen? Carol discovers Helen had joined the Hive Mind before she died, so the Hive knows a lot about Carol through Helen's memories. To Carol, this feels like a violation. Her relationship has been swallowed by something she never consented to join. The one thing she still had, her memories of Helen, no longer belong entirely to her. She yelled at Zosha, calling them psychopaths and blaming her for Helen's death. Zosha starts having tremors and collapses to the ground. Carol goes for help and sees her anger has affected people in the streets. She is upset and confused. Now, to understand Carol's anger, we need to understand what happens when a person isn't given permission to grieve. How many times have you heard people say, oh, just move on, start dating again, and so on? Now, when a person grieves, they want others to understand who they lost and try to make sense of it. When someone tries to cheer you up, it usually makes the grieving person angry because you are invalidating their right to grieve. So in a sense, that is what's happening in Pluribus. Carol wants to grieve, and the others want her not to, because her anger affects them. When Carol yells, everyone suffers the consequences. Many have died. 11 million was the last count, and that's why the goal is to try and make her happy, to prevent her from smoldering, and to extinguish her flames before the fire breaks out. She requests to meet all the English-speaking people who are like her, so she can figure out how to get out of this mess. She thinks the others will feel the same way she does, and they would willingly form a rebellion. But when she finds them, she realizes she is completely alone in how she feels. They're fine. They've adapted. Some even like the Hive. One of them asked her if she asked anyone how it feels to be part of the Hive. Carol said no. Why would I ask a drug dealer what heroin is like? A little callback to Breaking Bad. The others are surprised. Carol shows no interest in learning about the experience. It's true, Carol did not ask Zosha anything about herself or the experience of becoming one with the Hive Mind. Carol isn't curious. She is only concerned with her own thoughts and feelings. She is grieving and does not want to move on. She wants to hold on to her grief because it's the last connection she has to Helen. Now, the main difference between Carol and the others is that Carol is alone. The others have family or significant others that are already part of the Hive Mind, so they are influenced by it and are passively accepting of it. Now, I wonder if Helen had survived, would Carol be more subdued and feel the way the others do? Well, I think knowing Carol, she would still fight it. She has a very strong, independent streak, and she does not like anyone controlling her. So even though Helen could diffuse it a little bit, I still think Carol would be angry and would fight it. Now, one of the five is alone like Carol, but he is an opportunist and is taking full advantage of the situation. He wants to be catered to, wined and dined, and having a harem of women. He is the one that requested to fly in on Air Force One. He likes this life of being almost like a king, that everyone is going to just, bow down to him. He is very happy and accepting of the situation, which Carol finds disgusting. She is even more disgusted when he asks Carol's permission to take Zosha away for a weekend. Carol tells Zosha to choose herself, and Zosha said she can't because it would hurt one of them. I wonder how he would feel when it's time for him to join the Hive Mind, when they actually find a way to convert all of them to join the Hive Mind. I don't think he will be accepting of it and will probably fight it to the end because it's working for him now, right? He's being catered to. That's going to stop once he joins them. Carol is enraged, and she yells at the others, calling them traitors to the human race. She storms off and then falls. Zosha and the others rush over to help her, and Carol starts yelling for them to leave her alone. They start having the tremors and they collapse. Carol also sees the family members of the other 5 doing the same. She realizes her emotions are harming everyone. She doesn't want to do this. She asks Zosha if they can stop her from doing it. She said no. Only when she joins them will things change. Helen was her safe place, her rock. Helen managed things so Carol didn't have to. Helen calmed and soothed her. Now Carol no longer has Helen, and her emotions are sparking like live wires. So Carol more and more is turning to alcohol to self-medicate her. Carol is feeling very alone, very scared, and she has difficulty controlling her emotions on her own. She has difficulty relating to people, and Helen was the one that made everything okay. So this is my take on Pluribus, episode 2. Carol's grief and her inability to accept it and to become part of this world is the main focus, I believe, of the show. She is fighting every step of the way to the detriment of everybody else. Now the question is, why is Carol so powerful? Why is her anger so explosive? I mean, we know she's grieving, and we know when a person is grieving, they can get very angry. They experience all kinds of emotions, sadness, anger, depression. But why is her anger affecting everyone? Everyone suffers when Carol is angry. Now, I have a theory about that, and I will answer that in my next video. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video soon.